Hey, what's up, everyone? So I'm making this video. It's going to be very short. I know every time I say it's very short, it's going to last at least 30 minutes. Probably this is also going to last 30 minutes, but not as long as the LBO videos. So I'm doing it because I've received many comments or even private messages saying, how do I use shortcuts on a Mac? So I'll make this video just to show you how to set up shortcuts and become as fast as I think you would be on normal Windows. At least when I was in consulting, or at least when I use a Windows PC, I have the Alt key. And for who doesn't know what the Alt key, basically it's called also accelerator keys. And when you click on a Mac, on a Windows, the Alt button, then you will have all tiny letters that appear on top, and based on which letter you press, it will activate a certain feature of the tab, whether it's Excel, PowerPoint, or basically the Alt key works with all of the Microsoft Office package. On Mac, this does not happen. So you do not have the Alt key functionality activated. So you need to find workarounds. So there is one way that you can do that. You can manage to be as fast as you would be on Excel for on a Windows PC, and that's a nice functionality that you can find on top. When you open Excel, you go up top here and you click on Tools. You go on Customize Keyboard, and here you have all of the different tabs that you can have here on Excel. And if you go, for instance, on Home tab, you go on one specific functionality that you would find. These functionalities here are the ones that you find here. You look for the one that you want to assign a shortcut to. Let's say this is cut. Of course, this has already current keys. So for instance, if you click on Control X, that creates the cut function. But you can also create your own shortcut here. So let's say it's Command V. Then you would click on Add, and this is going to be your new shortcut that you're going to be using from now on. Now I'm not going to do that because I've already have them assigned. So what I did, I already did this assignment. I did it with several keys that I find on Home tab, also in the Insert, on the View tab, and I think that's it. I will go through each one of them. I will go through all of the different shortcuts that I use on Excel, on a Mac, and I will give you also the shortcuts that I actually use on a daily basis so that you can then replicate on your own PC. So this is how to assign a customized shortcut. Now, let me click OK, and I'll just go through all of the shortcuts that I use. So let me write them here and then I'll show them to you. So the first one is set call width. Actually, let me write it. Okay. So column width, this is command plus option plus W. So if I click them all together, this opens up this this pop-up where I can assign a column width automatically. Then another one that I use very often is remove grid lines, and that's, I believe, command 7. So command plus 7. One other one that I use is freeze panes, and that's command plus 5. So if I do this, if I click command 5 again, it unfreezes panes. So yeah, that's freeze, unfreeze. Let's do it like this. Another one that I use, and this is really very handy, and that's set font color, and that's command plus option plus control plus F for font, so that I remember. So if I click them all together, it opens up this one here. Then if I can also set the background color of a cell, and that's going to be like this one here, but it's going to be H. So if I click this, I get this. Yep. Auto adjust column width. This is going to be command plus option plus A. So let's say I have to adjust this entire column. I'm going to click command option plus A, and this automatically adjusts. Then one other one that I use is borders. So let's say I have to put low border. So I mean this one here. Okay. It's easy. This is not a shortcut that you have to auto assign. It's actually, sorry, it's not a shortcut that you have to assign through the tools tab that I showed you before. This is something pre-built in Excel. So that's basically command plus option plus down arrow. Okay. So command option plus down arrow. It gives you the bottom border. And this applies equally to all borders. So if I want to do right border, that's it. If I want to, I'm just pressing the right arrow. If I want to put up top border, that's top arrow. If I want to remove the top border or down border or whatever border, I just repeat the same command. If I want to apply the left border, that's command option plus left arrow. Now I have another kind of border that I usually use, and that's customized. That's a customized shortcut, which is basically the one that you would find here, and it's the top and double bottom border. Top and double bottom border, and that's command plus option plus control plus U. And the reason why I press U is because I remember that on the Windows, whenever I used to want to put this kind of border, which is this one here that I just placed now, I remember that with the Alt key, that would have been Alt H B U. So the last key that I have to press is U. And so I just try to replicate as much as possible, mimic as much as possible the Windows keyboard. Okay, so if I want to do this, it's command option control U, and I get this kind of border here. Now, remove all borders. This is another customized shortcut that I use, and that's command plus option plus control plus N. So let's say I'm putting this one here. I want to remove it. Command option control N, and that's N for no borders, and it removes the borders. I'm thinking of what other one I use. Yes, so increase font size. That's something that I could not find. It wasn't automatically built in for some reason on my computer. Probably it's because of the keyboard that we have in Italy. It's slightly different. So what I do is it's shift plus control plus option plus E for increase. So if I press them all, that's increasing. If it's decrease, font size, I think you can guess that's going to be D for decrease. So D. Okay. Something else that let's see, something that I use very often. Thinking, I think these are the main ones that I use. Yeah, let me actually use this video also to go through the other non-built-in, actually the other built-in shortcuts that I use the most. So for instance, let's call this one here customized shortcuts, and then I'll go through the built-in shortcuts that you need to know if you're doing finance or if you're doing consulting. So one thing which is very handy is how to select an entire row, and that's going to be select row, and that's going to be shift plus, I think that's space. Yeah. Select column, that's going to be shift. Actually, it's not shift, let me think about it. Yeah, so it's control plus space. One other thing, okay, bold, that's going to be command plus B. Then underline, that's command plus U. Actually, let me put a couple more here that I just thought of now. So let's say you have a number like this one here, and you want to increase or decrease the number of decimals. So this is the result. I'm just using a shortcut. So if I want to increase decimals, I'm basically using command plus option plus control plus point. Yeah. If I want to decrease decimals, that's going to be command plus option plus control plus comma. One other that's come up is align to right. That's going to be command plus option plus control plus A. So the reason why I use this is that when I make the LBO videos, you've probably seen that I'm writing things, let's say like sources, then I want the amount and the EBITDA, let's say, or X EBITDA or something, whatever. And then when I'm writing numbers here, as you can see, these are aligned to the right automatically because they're numbers, and these are aligned to the left because they're strings. So I just use that shortcut command plus option plus control plus A, and I get them to align automatically to the right side of the cell. Okay. Now, underline, one other thing that you need to know how to do is, it's still here, I made this shortcut customize, and that's rename sheet, and that's command plus option plus control plus R. Okay, so if I want to rename this sheet, rename sheet. Okay, now if you want to delete a sheet, which is something that I also added customized, this is going to be the same as here, but instead of R, it's going to be D for delete. Now underline, this is it. Let me see if I'm thinking of other shortcuts that you need to know. Yeah, so hide row, I think, and then hide column. I'm going to tell you this one, so let me try them out because I always forget. Okay, yeah. So if I'm hiding the row, it's going to be so that's command plus 9, and this is going to be command plus 0. And these are built-in shortcuts, okay? Let's see what else. What else is something that I use very often? I think these are the ones that I use the most, I would say. Okay, so yeah, there's quite a few of them that I use very, very often throughout my videos and whenever I'm working on Excel. So basically, to give you an idea of how this works, actually, let me add another one which is very handy, which is move through sheets, and that's option plus arrow, left, right arrows. Basically, option left, I'm going to the tabs on the left. Option right, I'm going to the tabs on the right. I'm moving through sheets. Add sheet, this is going to be for me, yeah, so it's shift F11. So add, shift plus F11. Okay, So yeah, I think I'm pretty confident these are the main ones at least that I use. So I use most or everything possible basically because I want to touch the least possible the trackpad on Excel, and that makes me a lot faster whenever I have to do something. So just to give you an example of how this works. So if I want to remove the sheet, that's that, remove, that's that. Okay, so I'm removing it. So basically what happens is that whenever I'm doing an LBOs, I'm going to do some basic formatting here. That's going to be LBO test, bold, increasing the font, auto adjusting it. I'm going to zoom in. Then what I'm going to do here, I'm selecting the whole column. I'm going to put this here. This is going to be, I don't know, header 1. I want to add the background. This is going to be our background. Changing the font, Command Option F, selecting the color, selecting the whole row, selecting the whole, copying, pasting the whole row. I'm going to remove the grid lines. I'm going to add some ears here. Okay, selecting the whole column and using Option and Command right arrow to put the grid, sorry, the border, and then we can add rows here, and that's it. So yeah, as you can see, this is I'm basically giving you the different shortcuts that I use. So these ones, to recap, are the ones that I use the most. Let me just add another one, I think, which is not built in but customized, which I was thinking right now while I was doing the Excel there on the left tab, which is add new rows or columns, and that's command plus, let me think, actually it's shift plus command plus equal, right? Okay. Yeah, so if I want to add a column here, Command Shift equal, and that adds me a column. If I want to add a row, select the row, Command Shift equal, that's it. There we go. So I think we're done with this video. And so let's see how long it lasts. Yeah, it's 17 minutes, so a lot shorter than what I had in mind, 30 minutes. We don't need that. But I hope this is going to be useful. It is extremely useful for me. It makes me 10 times faster on Excel. And I would say that comparing the old key buttons on Windows, this is a lot faster because, as you can see, I'm not losing time in selecting the different tabs with the Alt key. It's a built-in customized shortcut, and it directly opens with a combination of keys what I'm looking for. So I think it's slightly faster than using the Alt key. Now, of course, you will see that if you want to add a specific shortcut for a specific feature, not all features are included in the customized tool part up here. So you might, that is a limitation. But in any case, if you're doing financial modeling, if you're going into consulting, you just want to practice a bit on Excel, this is, I think, the best way to do it. So apart from this, there's nothing else to add for the moment. I hope you found it useful. If there are other things that I forgot and you want me to deep dive, just send a comment, write a comment, or send me a private message. It's fine, and I will try to make the video then to, share as much knowledge as possible on the topic. So thank you everyone, and yep, see you in the next video.